Good afternoon. My name is David Toland. I lead a health and economic development coalition in Iola called Thrive Allen County. Where's my Allen County crew? I'm proud to lead Thrive, and I'm proud to be a seventh-generation Kansan. But I am not proud that I have to stand up here again. This is the third year in a row asking for action on something that's supported by 80% of Kansans. I'm not proud of a legislature that refuses to give KanCare expansion a vote. I'm not proud of legislators that bottle up bills supported by 80% of the people in our state, never letting them see the light of day. And I am not proud of people who put protecting political fortune over protecting people's lives. Folks, the truth is that over the last decade, the people in this building have systematically dismantled much of what has knit us together as Kansans for the last century and a half. In my town, the state has shut down the DCF office. They've shipped everybody out of the KDOT office, cut K-12, cut higher ed, cost our critical access hospital $1 million a year by not expanding KanCare. The state is taking rural Kansas apart, piece by piece by piece. And the lack of KanCare expansion is a huge part of that dismantling. So the damage to institutions is terrible, no question about it. But the worst part is that they've torn the social fabric. They have made people forget that as Kansans, we are a compassionate people. We are reasonable people. We are pragmatic, common sense people who believe that government has a vitally important role to play by making possible together what we cannot do individually. In our hearts, we know that this is who we are, but somehow we have allowed our politics and our public policy to overshadow our essential identity as Kansans. But you know what? That social fabric can be mended. And you know what else? Kansans will forgive. Sam Brownback, native son of Kansas, golden boy extraordinaire if there ever were one, lost his way. He forgot to listen to the people. And when he forgot to listen to the people, he inflicted tremendous damage on our state. But his greatest sin was not that initial damage. It was his unwillingness to change course when faced with unpleasant facts about the policies that he championed. Governor Brownback's hubris destroyed his administration and left a lot of wreckage. But I would bet you, dollars to donuts, that if Governor Brownback had said, you know what, I had some plans, I believed they would work, they didn't work, we made a mistake, I'm sorry, we're going to change course, the people of this state would have said, we forgive you. But that didn't happen, did it? So, Governor Brownback goes down in history as a failure as governor. So what's the lesson? But this really isn't about that. The lesson here is for you, Governor Collier. Those who ignore the lessons of Sam Brownback do so at their own political peril. Governor Collier, as a physician, you have taken an oath to do no harm. As governor, you have taken an oath to support our great state. You want to know where the rubber meets the road? It meets the road right here, this session, with KanCare expansion. That's where it meets the road. Governor Collier, we believe in your love for Kansas. We know you care about our great state and its people. But we knew that about Governor Brownback too. It's not enough to care. You have to have sound public policy if you want to lead, and there is no public policy that makes more sense than expanding KanCare in the Sunflower State. So Governor Collier, come down to Southeast Kansas and visit us. We'll take you out to the cafe for lunch. And when we go to pay the bill, you know what we're going to see? At the counter, there's going to be a pickle jar, just like this. And there are hundreds of these spread across our diners and our cafes and our convenience stores all across rural Kansas. These are here because when our neighbors are in crisis, we raise money by putting our spare change in to pay for cancer treatments, to pay for treatments after heart attacks. If you're in a car wreck, if you're in a farming accident. You've seen these, right? You know what I'm talking about? You know, John Stewart, 57-year-old, cancer fund. This is how we're paying for health care. In the richest society in the history of the world, in a prosperous state with smart people that has for generations been known for common sense, we raise money to pay for cancer treatments with bean feeds, with chili feeds, with GoFundMe pages, and with pickle jars. Enough of this. I will never accept, and you shouldn't either, that this is the best we can do in Kansas. It is not. This is not who we are as Kansans. So let me end with this. Governor Collier, sometimes leadership is about staying the course in spite of all the static, in spite of the people who are telling you to do the opposite. Sometimes that's leadership. And sometimes leadership is about admitting when you're wrong and correcting your mistakes. And if there's any doubt, this is the latter, right here. Governor Collier, we're not going away. We ask you to call the dogs off. Let KanCare expansion have a vote. Let it stand on its merits and let our legislators vote their conscience. When the bill comes to your desk, heed the lessons of your predecessor and listen to the will of the people. It takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, but we know you have it in you, Governor. The people of this state will support you if you'll allow expansion to become law, and you'll go down in history as a positive, transformative figure who got Kansas back on track rather than as Sam Brownback 2.0. So Governor Collier, please, no more pickle jars.